Welcome to the Rebecca Adehill podcast. I want to start off by saying that I want my name to remind you to go and live your life big, to take risks, to go all in and write one hell of a story with the one life you know that you have. I'm a 7-figure business mentor, wife, and mother of 3, and I'm here to share my journey with you as I am constantly moving in the direction of more bigness, more impact, more wealth, more depth, and more life. My aim with this podcast is to activate and inspire you to go and live your life big in the fullest, most passionate way. I'm so glad that you are here, so let's dive right in. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Rebecca Adehill podcast. I hope that you are having the most magical start to your week. The conversation I want to have with you today is basically a conversation where I am going to kick your butt basically through your ears, because that's the only way I'm going to get to you right now. I feel that this conversation is one that you need to hear right now. I don't know what you are navigating right now, but I'm ready to kick your butt. And hopefully by the end of this, you are actually going to take action on the thing that you have been procrastinating on for some time. So let's see if this episode lands with you. I am going to speak on 6 different topics. I'm going to work through them quite quickly today, but I just felt into this session basically what I do. I don't plan my podcast in advance. I very much sit down at my desk and I'm like, what is the one message I want to bring to them this week? And then I make about 4, 5, 6 bullet points and then I just riff. That is basically the structure, because I believe whatever is coming up for me, whatever I'm feeling into with my clients, or if there's a pattern in my DMs on Instagram, I speak on that. And often when I do that, when I can lead with my intuition in this way, it generally lands so freaking well. So I'm going to feel into this right now and we're going to see how we go. If you have a big dream, a big freaking vision for your life, if there are certain things that you want to do, new levels you want to reach, places you want to go, but that is not yet your reality right now, we are going to take major responsibility for a lot of things in this episode today, and I am going to hold up a big fat mirror for you so that you can go, everything that I'm getting triggered by, everything that I'm not moving on, everything that I'm procrastinating on, everything that I complain about, all of my beliefs, my environment, it is all my fault. It's my responsibility. I need to take ownership and feel into this for you right now. And I'm not saying it so you can blame yourself and go, see, I told you so, you're not good enough. We're not doing it because of that. We're doing it because I want you to realize how powerful you are and how much control you have over your life and the results that you are getting and the places that you go. You are responsible. And when you simply bring the power back into your body, you can change your life, and the results that you are getting in the business that you're running and the places that you are going, you can do that by starting to take ownership and responsibility for everything in your life. So the first thing that I want to speak about today is procrastination. Something that I see is one of the biggest blocks why people don't go to places they want to be, because they spend a whole lot of time procrastinating instead of taking action. The only thing that is going to get you places is action. Yet we spend so much time overthinking, doubting, comparing ourselves, to the point where you are procrastinating taking one simple action, like post on Instagram, show up on stories, be consistent. That there is something so small and quite simple that we tend to overcomplicate and read so much into, we don't take action. So I want you to feel into this for you right now. Where in your life are you procrastinating and not making a decision? Where are you keeping that loop open? So it just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning, and you are procrastinating from making a particular decision. Why are you procrastinating moving? Why are you not showing up in a light that you know that you are capable of doing? Or why are you repeating a pattern that is not serving you anymore? Feel into this for you right now. The only way for you to make progress is to stop procrastinating and start to take action instead. When I learned to master not to lead and drive my business based on my emotions, and when I let my discipline take over, I know that I'm consistent. I'm constantly moving. Procrastination is not a thing in my world anymore. The only time I quote unquote procrastinate, it's simply because I choose not to do that thing, and then I take ownership for the byproduct of that. So if there is something that I actually want, if there's a goal that I set out for myself, if there's a new level I want to reach or a place I want to go, I don't procrastinate. I don't. And I don't focus on the fact that there is a chance of me procrastinating. What I focus on instead are all of the opportunities I have in front of me and all of the potential actions that I can take inside of my business that will put me one step closer to where I want to go. That is one powerful place for you to start. Mastering to stop procrastinating and start to take action. If you master this, you are going to be surprised on how quickly you are going to start moving inside of your business. So ask yourself first, what am I procrastinating on? And how can I take action today? Not on Monday, not next Monday, not next week, not next month, not when you feel like it. Today, because action is what's going to move the needle and also give you the confidence to rewrite the belief that you are a queen of procrastination. Now you're a queen or king of taking action. The second part I want to speak into today is the level of fear that comes up for a lot of my clients and a lot of people in general. And probably the number one reason why they don't go to the places where they want to be, because they have such big level of fear that completely consumes them to the point where they don't take any action at all. So the moves that they are making or the vision that they have is so rooted in fear, they don't do it. So they rather sit back in their beautiful level of comfort and in their comfort zone because it's safe. So I really want to show you that you can rewrite your beliefs around fear. And often when the feeling is coming up that, oh my gosh, I've never done this before and this feels really uncomfortable for me, I have a lot of fear coming up right now, it's not because you're in danger, it's because of the path is very unfamiliar. And when you can actually feel into that feeling, because the feeling in your body will come up the same, and that feeling, it's uncomfortable. It's not like a warm and fuzzy feeling when we feel fear, when we get nervous. It's not a nice feeling. And often when it's not a nice feeling, our body and our mind is telling us, let's not go down that path because that's not safe. That's not a place we want to be. But actually, it is. So, what we need to do in that moment is to actually meet ourselves with compassion, recognize the fears that are coming up. And the biggest part here right now, I want you to say to yourself out loud, fear is kind. Fear is just telling me that I'm meeting a new edge. This is expansion for me. When you can learn to say that to you and give yourself a lot of comfort in that moment when you are reaching a new level, when you are doing something you haven't done before, you will become the absolute master in mastering your own fears. Because now I have fear coming up when I need to go new places or reach new levels or do things I haven't done before. I feel that, but now I know that feeling isn't a bad one. So now I'm like, oh wow, this feels big in my body. And then I'm like, how exciting is that? This is pure expansion. This is what expansion actually looks like. So next time you feel into this fear, you're going to go, wow, I'm expanding. I'm expanding right in this moment, and I'm so here for that. That is how you rewrite and also meet fear with a lot of love and compassion, because 99.9% of the time you are actually not under physical threat. It's just that the path that you are taking and the new edge and the new level is just unfamiliar. And you need to learn to master that, because if you want to be trailblazing, pioneering, like on the top of your field in your industry and create the business of your dream and have wealth and money and all of the things, you need to be able to master fear. Because if you are going to lead your business with a lot of fear and you're going to stop every time you feel it, you're not going to get to the top. And that may sound very harsh, but it's true. It's true. My business 100% flipped and I reached for the stars, and I'm going to the moon when I mastered fear. I even did a full masterclass on this, how I personally rewrite my beliefs around fear. And that has been one of the most powerful things that I could have done for myself. So now I'm like, I find gratitude in the moments of fear. I thank my body for like letting me know that I'm expanding, that I'm reaching new levels. It's so freaking cool. So feel into that for you right now. Where are you actually stopping when you feel that fear versus like actually moving through it, and feel into you actually expanding? That feeling is not bad. It's just unfamiliar. The next thing that I want to speak on right now is overwhelm. I don't know if you feel into this, but there's a lot of people out there, they go, I get so easily overwhelmed. Like once my routine goes out the window, I am so overwhelmed. I focus on 500 things at once and I don't get anything done. My to-do list is so long. I just get so overwhelmed. My view on overwhelm is actually you not having your priorities right. That is when overwhelm comes up, when you are actually 5 steps ahead where you actually need to be in the thing that you need to focus on. And again, this comes back to you taking action, and not all at once, one thing at the time. And I just wanted to take a moment and actually zoom out the moments when you are getting overwhelmed. If you have kids that get sick and your routine gets thrown out the window, or you have a big project coming up and you just fall into this state of overwhelm, I just want you to pause and really put things into perspective why you are actually overwhelmed, and see if you can find some gratitude in you being so overwhelmed. If you are overwhelmed by the fact that you want to reach a new level and launch something really cool and you are creating this massive cool project, you got to stop and like really check yourself in this moment and find some gratitude in what you are doing. Because if you have your health, if you have a roof over your head, if you are running a business, or if you are a stay-at-home mom, or if you're a stay-at-home dad, or like whatever your job is, and if you are constantly walking around in a state of overwhelm, you need to check yourself and take actually responsibility for your life and stop doing overwhelm and find gratitude in the moments and replace overwhelm for gratitude. And the other thing that is going to absolutely push overwhelm to the side is action. And not 5 steps ahead, one thing on your list that will move the needle the most. The next thing I want to speak about today is judgment, which is very real and probably one of the biggest things why people don't show up in their fullest expression, because they're so freaking scared of what other people are going to say. And often it's people that are either really freaking close to them or people they don't even care about. And they spend so much time thinking about what other people are going to think about them, walking a path that feels really aligned for them. It is so backwards. And then we start to downplay who we are because we are so scared of other people judging us. I feel sad for people that are living their lives in complete fear of judgment from others, because they are giving away their control to people they don't give a flying fuck about. Are you realizing how backwards this is? Oh, my friends from school might judge me. This person might judge me. That might happen. The only people that are judging you, they are projecting like hard fears onto you. They are projecting their own limiting beliefs onto you. They are projecting their level of procrastination or them not taking action on something they want to do. If someone has time to judge you, they are clearly not thriving in life. And that gives me the biggest freaking smile on my face. Where I have ever worried about anyone judging me, would I trade place with them? 100%, without a doubt, no way. Without even knowing if people are out there. Of course people are out there judging me. No doubt, hundreds of people out there. I'm not the cup of tea and I'm this and I'm that, whatever I am. Doesn't matter how hard we try, we're always going to offend someone. But I know for sure in my life, I don't have time to judge people. I don't have time for it because I stay in my lane. The only people that will judge you are people that are actually doing less than you. And then they find you extremely triggering. They feel really activated by your content. But guess what? They can't stop looking at your stuff. And I want you to feel into the power of that when you realize that the only people that are judging you are actually below you. If they were trailblazing, they had their eyes on the prize, they know exactly where they are going, they're not going to have time to judge you. And I want you to feel into that so that can give you great power and bringing that power back to you so that you can start to show up and express yourself in a way that fully lights you up so you can start leading yourself in a way that you want to, that lights you up, that gives you a lot of energy, that moves you in a direction in terms of where you want to go. How powerful is that? Yet we turn down the dial on who we are. We turn down our expression to fit someone else's agenda? How backwards is that? So this is like the biggest slap across the face to go, wake up, power back to you, power back to you. You get to express yourself in a way that feels so good and true for you, and no one is to tell you how you can or can't show up. It's your life, you decide. The next thing I want to mention to you is around the good old complaining. I don't know about you, but I am really big on this one. There are so many people that thrive off complaining. Complaining about their life, complaining about other people, complaining about their husbands or wives, complaining about their kids, complaining about interest rates going up. They complain about everything. And their life has a big sign over it saying, Queen of Complaining. Guess what? I don't have time for it. I don't hold space for it. I shut it down because it's not a frequency I choose to play in. So many people look for the problem versus the solution, and guess what's going to keep showing up in their life? A whole bunch of problems. If people have an interaction, I'm not saying you can't talk about hard things and true things that are happening. I get it. But you get to decide where you put your energy. And why do we thrive so much in complaining about shit? What happens if you spent a full week without a single complaint? Try. And I think you'll realize how often you complain about things. I don't have enough money. I did not have a good night's sleep. The kids this. I'm overwhelmed that. I don't have enough X, Y, and Z, or I am tired, I am this, or this happened, and whatever happened. My algorithm this, and come on. What happens if we just pause that, stop complaining, and start to share things that makes you really freaking happy? Start to share things and focus on things you absolutely love. See what will happen to your life. People go, Rebecca, why are you so happy all the time? I said, because I focus on the things that are really fucking good in my life. That's why. It's not more complicated than that. Do I have shit going on in my life? Of course I do. We all do. But I don't focus on those things. I don't give them airtime. I don't give them my precious energy and time when there are so many other things that I can be focusing on that lights me up, that makes me feel alive and happy and loved and full of joy in life. Why don't we keep speaking about those things? I have people that drop into my DM and I hold a lot of compassion for people, but not when they are not willing to do anything about the thing they are complaining about. I believe a complaint is valid when you can show me what you have done to fix it. I don't complain about my migraines anymore. I take myself to bed and I have a nap. I don't complain about things that I can't control. I don't complain about other people's businesses. I focus on mine and I focus on doing my business better. I focus on bettering my life. That is the vibe. Where focus goes, energy flows. Try it. Stop complaining and start to look for the light and start to look for the solutions. I am telling you, it will change your life. The next thing I want to mention to you is around beliefs. Whatever beliefs you hold, if it's money mindset, if it's a certain belief in terms of a label you placed on yourself, or beliefs around others, or what you are capable of achieving, whatever beliefs you have, we all have so many different beliefs. And of course, they are rooted in a lot of different things. But I want you to know that you can actually change and rewrite those beliefs. Again, I know that you have heard this so many times, but have you actually spent enough time rewriting a belief that is blocking you from going places you want to be right now? If you say, I am such an introvert, if that is stopping you from getting to where you want to go, guess what's going to change that? You, first of all, changing that internal dialogue to go, I am learning to step out of my shell more. Rewrite your belief and then let action back up how you are stepping more out of your comfort zone each day. You have a choice to hold on to certain beliefs that may or may not be true about you, but you are responsible for rewriting those beliefs to one that is going to serve you and your evolution better. The last thing I want to speak on today is your environment. And I am at a stage in my life and in my business right now where I choose, keyword, I choose to romanticize everything in my life at the moment. And I truly believe that I have the best life because I choose to have the best life. I choose to look at my life like I am the luckiest, hard working, loving mother, wife, friend, business owner. My life is rooted in gratitude and expansion and like truly living my life with the deep understanding I only have one. There are so many people that live life thinking like they have two, like they're going to get back this time and we're going to redo it. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we will one day. But no one actually have proof that it's going to be another life. If this is the only life you get on this planet, how about you start living it like it is your only one life? And starting to romanticize everything in your life. I remember so clearly when I started to do this, and it comes down to like what cup I choose for my morning coffee and the bed sheets I have on my bed, the towels I use to dry myself off after I have a shower, the way I feel when I put on my jewelry, the way I feel when I have my breakfast, when I jump into my car, when I sit down and have one-on-one time with the kids, or when my husband gives me a hug, or when I step into my office, or when I get dressed. Everything in my life feel like an absolute love story. And it's not because I don't have shit things happening, or I get upset at the kids sometimes, or I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired and I'm this and I'm that. We all have those moments. But I choose to romanticize my life and look at my environment, like pausing and actually opening my eyes to what I have around me, bringing that awareness into my life, making it so present. Like locking eyes with my new little puppy dog and taking her for a walk, or having small talk with a stranger as we're waiting for coffee, and me doing grocery shops or listening to music in the car. It can be the smallest things. I'm like, I love my life. I love everything about it. I love how I live. I love how I feel. All of the things in my life, I can find gratitude and I can romanticize it. It changes your life. It changes your perspective on life. And when you start to feel better, you will start to do better. And when you have that mental clarity, when you get all of those warm, fuzzy feelings in your body, the mental clarity, but not just the clarity, the confidence it will give you, the action you will take. It really puts things into perspective. And I can guarantee you that you will go, wow, there is absolutely nothing that I can't do. Everything I put my mind to is actually possible for me. And I get to love the journey along the way. I get to embrace every part of me. I get to love every level that I'm at. I get to feel into the bigness of my vision, and I allow myself to show up as my fullest expression. I am going to train myself to take action over procrastinating. I am going to get my priorities right so I don't fall into overwhelm, that I start to take action. I am going to live a life where I stop complaining and living a life that is so rooted in love and joy and gratitude. As cliche as that sounds, the only people that have a problem with that are the people that are so freaking rooted in their problems. They really want to invite you to feel into how you have the control to change your life, how you have the control to decide how you want your life to look like and how you want it to feel, and how you get to decide that you want a big freaking life for yourself, a big fat bank account, a tight circle of friends, a healthy family, an abundant life rooted in gratitude and internal dialogue that is so freaking kind and compassionate. That is the life I want to live. And there are things that I want to do in my life that I'm working towards right now that are so freaking big. And I'm like, but why wouldn't I? This is my life and I get to choose how I want to lead myself. I get to choose the places I want to go. It's my choice. We all have a choice. It is your choice. We all have a choice. I hope today's episode gave you the absolute kick up the butt that you need to go and create the life and the business that you want. That you get to step in to be the fullest expression of who you are. I hope that you have the most magical day wherever you are in the world, and I can't wait to see you back here next week for another episode.